The Cats go to Tuscaloosa tonight, where the Alabama Crimson Tide have been sliding the last couple of games. The Cats go in there without no Jackson Robinson and no Lamont Butler. Let's talk about it here on the Big Blue Breakdown. Welcome in, everybody, to the Big Blue Breakdown episode number 24 here on the podcast. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. If you guys are on podcasts, make sure to follow and comment there. And if you're on YouTube, make sure to subscribe, like, and comment here as well. Go follow us on social media at BigBlue_Breakdown on TikTok, X, and Instagram. So obviously in this one, this is going to be a preview of Kentucky's rematch against the Alabama Crimson Tide. And in this one, we're going to be talking about what's been happening ever since Kentucky's lost to Alabama, what they have done, and what has happened the last couple of games. And obviously, we're going to be breaking down the matchup, breaking down just like key matchups between players, and give key 4 keys for a win for the Cats, and talk about why this is really a game for Kentucky. You're playing with house money, and you don't have to win this game, but if you do, it will help you tremendously. We will talk about that at the end of this one. Obviously, going to be giving a prediction at the end of this one. So let's go ahead and dive into what Alabama has done since their win against Kentucky, 102-97 the last time the Crimson Tide played the Cats. I believe in that one, the Cats had a slow start in that game and didn't finish particularly well. Grant Nelson had an absolute tremendous game in that one with 25 points. Mark Sears had a good game in that one. Lamont Butler was able to slow him down a little bit, but not too much. Grant Nelson really led that team in their win over the Cats last time with 11 rebounds as well. So what have they done ever since their win? They had some really easy games out of the gates going into SEC play. Obviously, the Cats wasn't one of their easy games to start SEC play, but they for sure had some games that they could really just coast through. And teams like LSU, they were able to coast through. And I know they play like Ole Miss early in the SEC slate. They lost to Ole Miss at home, played the Cats, but they were able to get some pretty easy games after that. Excuse me. And I know any game in the SEC is not easy, but it's the weaker side of the conference we're talking about here, with Vanderbilt being after Kentucky, LSU. A tough one was at Mississippi State, but then you get Georgia at home, at Arkansas, at Texas. Then they're tough slates. So they had they won 6 in a row, I believe, after beating the Cats. I think 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 in a row, including the Cats. They were really playing really good basketball, hot at that time. Then they have Auburn at home. They do take a loss to them, 94-85, which is not a bad loss. Auburn's the best team in the country right now. And It's not a bad loss. I mean, they won 7 in a row. Previous to that, they competed with them. I think they tied that game at one point. But then what really is a shocker, and Missouri is a very, very good team, but they lose to Missouri, giving up 110 points. 110 to 98 is the final score, and now we play them. So they're on a 2-game skid where they haven't led in 3 games. They haven't led since the Texas game where they won 103 to 80. They didn't lead at all in the Auburn game, and they didn't lead at all in the Missouri game. So this is a team that's probably going to come in hungry, probably going to come in ready. But for the Cats, it's okay because, again, this game is not going to hurt your resume at all with a loss. But, again, you're playing with house money. So what can the Cats do to defeat them to really expand their resume and make it better than it already is? And this would be a very, very big win. I want to mention that Dickie V is on the call tonight. That'll be very, very cool to see with him on the call. The Clemson-Duke game, he was amazing. It's going to be very, very entertaining game. I believe this Alabama crowd will be into it with Alabama's last couple of losses. I could see this being a very big deal for them to really get back on track against a team in Kentucky that's been playing hot out of recently. 3 out of 4 wins in their last games, playing very good basketball at this point, and just blew out Vanderbilt by 21. So let's go ahead and get into the Alabama Crimson Tide. One thing that I do want to mention here, and obviously I said that Jackson Robinson and Lamont Butler are out, but there are some key people out, key players out, for the Alabama Crimson Tide as well. Darian Reed is out with a lower body injury. Houston Millette, if I'm saying that right, he's out. He's been out indefinitely, and then Latrell Wrightsell is out indefinitely. But Mark Sears, I don't know if this is going to affect his play. He's supposed to play in this game here. He's probable. Sears is dealing with an undisclosed injury, but he is expected to play Saturday against the Cats. It's undisclosed, but maybe, I know we're not going to have Lamont on him. Maybe this will slow him down. I don't know. I don't know what his injury is and if it will affect him at all. I don't remember him getting banged up in that Missouri game at all, neither in the Alabama or Auburn game, But that's something to throw out there. Like we talked about last time in a preview for the Alabama Crimson Tide, this team can put points up on you like none other. Now their defense is a different story. If we go to KenPom, going to KenPom here, this team is up there with the best. They're sitting at 6th in the country, 21-5, and second in the SEC, if I'm not mistaken, second or third in the SEC. In KenPom, they have the 3rd best offense and the 48th best defense. Now, yes, their defense is much, much improved from last year, but they still struggle on that end. They don't cause turnovers at all, but neither do the Cats. And they've been dealing with some injuries on the inside with guys like, excuse me, I am blanking on his name. He is a key factor. He's their starting center for the Crimson Tide. If I can just pull it up here. I don't know what I'm thinking here. Transfer. We were looking at him. I don't know why I cannot get his name here. Not statistics here. I'm going to get it here. Oh my gosh. Roster. Here we go. Yes, they are second in the SEC, by the way. To clarify, them in Florida are right there for the it's going to be they have a very big game coming up against Florida I'm pretty sure, is it in Gainesville? I'm not sure, but I think that will determine who is the 2 seed in the SEC tournament. So, but right now they are the 2 seed in the SEC tournament as the number 4 team coming from the AB poll, number 4 team in the country. Clifford Amore is the name that I'm looking for here. He was kind of dealing with an injury going to Missouri, so he's not on there at all. So maybe some maybe some good news for the Alabama Crimson Tide. But his and Amari's match, him and Amari are going to be going at it. That is probably one of the biggest matchups in this game, and maybe where Kentucky can try to take an advantage, try to take control against the Crimson Tide. So this team, they'll get a points. They shoot a lot of threes. They make, I believe, 8, 9, 10 a game, just shooting a lot. This team, the last time we played them, made a lot of threes, shot a lot of threes. They are a team that's not necessarily efficient when they shoot threes, but their volume of threes gets them to a high number of three-pointers made. They are led by Mark Sears, a tremendous 6'1" senior who originally started his career out at Ohio. He is averaging 18.5 points a game, 5 assists a game, and shooting 41% from the field, also grabbing 3 boards a game from him. He had 24 the last time he played the Cats. Very, very good player. And this guy can, if you go look at the film in Missouri, this guy can take over a game. He's a very nice stroke from deep. Also, another guard that's very, very good. A transfer from Auburn is Aiden Holloway, kind of coming into his own. Very good player in Aiden Holloway. He didn't play that well against the Cats last time. He's gonna be a big part in this one though, because we may not have the best matchup on him. I could see somebody like Otega guarding Mark Sears here, or maybe Colin Chandler. I could see that being an option. Maybe somebody like Travis Perry is going to guard Aiden, and I like that matchup for Alabama right there, so maybe that's something that they can take control of. I don't like that for me as a fan for the Cats, but excuse me, but that is a very realistic option. LeBaron Philon is a very, very good freshman. 6'4", 177, 10 points a game from him, 3.4 boards a game, and 3.5 assists a game, shooting 45% from the field. He had a very good game against us last time. He had 15 against us and 4 rebounds and 4 assists. This guy's very good. He's been stepping up for them big lately, and Grant Nelson has kind of not played as well as of recently, especially as he played against the Cats. Again, this team not so great defensively. We can definitely get into our sets and do what we want. I mean, again, we put up 97 on it last time, and came up short, but they just score more than us. But our defense has tremendously got better since then, especially after that Ole Miss game. The numbers and just the overall hustle and determination on defense has stepped up in a lot of ways. Chris Youngblood, another guy that I want to talk about here, a transfer from South Florida. Chris Youngblood is a very, very good player, has been shooting it at a high clip, and is a very, very good free throw shooter. 6'4" senior. He's a very good guard. There could be a lot of bad matchups for the Cats on the outside, especially with some younger guys playing. The Cats have to me, they have to be able to try to slow down Mark Sears the best as we can, because I also don't love the matchup between Andrew Carr and Grant Nelson. Grant Nelson took advantage of him last time and was just an absolute beast. But this team is beatable. Like there's no doubt about it. You look at the Missouri game, look at the Ole Miss game. This team is very, very beatable. This game may be up and down. I think we might want to slow it down just a little bit, especially with no Lamont Butler. Trying to get into our sets a little bit, make them beat you in their sets, not running up and down the floor. Now we can play that way, and we've been good playing that way, but I think slowing it down might be a little bit better of a move in this game. This team is led by an amazing head coach, Nate Oates. Knows what he's doing. Tremendous tremendous X's and O's guy, very good motivator. This team is going to come in motivated this game. I kind of see it. You can kind of see both sides in it's a bad thing that Kentucky is playing a team in Alabama that just came off 2 losses. They're going to be mad that they just came off 2 losses, come in here, try to prove a point. Or you can look at it, well, they've been struggling their last 2 games. What can Kentucky do to kind of replicate what has been happening the last couple of games and try to pull off the upset without no Lamont Butler, no Jackson Robinson? And I think that they can. I kind of have a good feeling about this one tonight. And let's go ahead and just talk about some key matchups. I think a really big key matchup is going to be Clifford Amore against Amari Williams. I think we got to play inside out. Yes, we got to be able to knock down threes. But if you look at that Vanderbilt game, when we were able to establish an inside game, and that goes along with Andrew Carr and Amari. Those 2 guys are really going to be our key pieces at establishing an inside game. Andrew Carr has been... the last game, he really took a step forward from that injury and looked like his old self again, able to post guys up and be a mismatch on the inside with able to hit an outside shot. So have those guys really post up and get some points for us early in the paint, and that will create open shots for guys like Kobe on the outside, guys like Ansley Almanor, guys like Travis Perry, Trent Noah on the outside. Even Andrew Carr needs to step up and hit a couple. I think we gotta play inside out. Okay, and that's gonna be a big one. Another big matchup is whoever is guarding Mark Sears. We gotta be able to slow him down because he can take over games. We gotta be able to slow him down. And I think a big thing is, how does Alabama respond? Do they come out mad trying to prove a point, or do they come out sluggish with now coming off 2 losses, and Kentucky may be able to take advantage of that? We will see that coming into this one. So let's go ahead and get into my four keys for a win for the Cats. Number 1 is play inside out. Establish inside, and then play from that. Inside out, I think we got to feed Amari. He's been our best player the last couple of games. Obviously, we have Otega Owe, but man, has Amari stepped up in a big, big way these last couple of games. I think you got to play inside out. I think you got to hit 10 threes in this one. I know I said you got to play inside out. I think we're going to be able to do that, and I think we're going to be able to get looks from the outside. We got to be able to knock them down. I think we got to hit 10 threes in this one. Next one is we got to be able to slow down Mark Sears in some way, with either that being Otega, Colin Chandler, whoever is on him. I don't like Travis on him at all, honestly. I don't like that matchup. I think he could blow by him. Now I like Travis a little bit more on somebody like Aiden Holloway, not as experienced, but I don't like Travis on Mark Sears. So slow down Mark Sears. And lastly, I think we got to control the boards. Amari Williams has been playing on the level of Oscar Tshiebwe the last couple of games on the boards. I think we got to be able to control the boards, control this part of the game, get ourselves second chance opportunities if we need them. I think control the boards is going to be another big one. Those are my 4 keys for a win for the Cats. So let me go ahead and talk about, before I give my prediction for this one, why Kentucky is playing with house money here. If the Cats lose, it's not going to hurt our resume. I think we still sit at that 3-4 seed line, especially with Lamont and Jax out, playing a top 4 team on the road. That is very, very, very good. And if you win, you're looking at moving up in that 3 seed line, not to a 2, but higher up in that 3 seed line, maybe to become the second 3 seed or hopefully the number 1 3 seed. And then now you have, if you end up winning this one, you have all this momentum going through. You want to be playing your best ball going into March. And I believe with a win tonight, you could do that. And you could really, really start, just, man, that Kentucky team's looking really, really good, really, really hot. Get hot at the right time, just like a team like NC State did last year. Get hot starting now and try to push through March with that. This could be a very big confidence builder and momentum builder with a resume builder as well. So My final prediction here on this one is I'm going to say that the Cats lose. And it's not, again, that's not going to be a bad loss. I'm just kind of trying to be realistic here with Lamont and Jax out. Wouldn't be surprised if we win this. We can. This team is very, very beatable, especially on the defensive side of the ball. We can really do some damage. We just got to be able to slow them down offensively. And I like it because it'll really test how well we've been playing defense as of lately. Been really stepping it up on the defensive side of the ball. So my final prediction for this one is going to be, excuse me, the Cats lose this one, I think, 84-81. And that's going to be a bad loss. 84 at home, giving up 84 on the road, it won't be a bad loss at all. At all. So that is going to be my final prediction here for this one. I do think the Cats can pull it off. It's going to be a matter of slowing down Mark Sears and trying to play an inside-out game for the Cats. But thank you guys so much for tuning in to episode 24 here on the Big Blue Breakdown. And as always, go Cats.